So welcome everyone to this Rise Up debate. So today's topic, as we told before, is art or sport more important for developing a rounded individual holistically, both physically and mentally? So we start on the alphabetical order. We start with Avinash.
So I am favoring for the topic sports. For me, I think that as sports, it may develop, it will teach many things in the life, many lessons to be in the life, like teamwork and self confidence. Also, when we are playing with our teammates, there would be increase in the much coordination among them. So also, leadership is an important quality that we gain while playing uh, games and sports. Also, like some students will be weak in studies like that wise, but they if they are good in sports, they could earn much more than what they like a regular job. As we can see that, for an example, I would like to say Virat Kohli, who he did not write the exam of 12th, but he's one of the most richest person in India currently. So also, other than art, sports is a better option for income, I think. Also, sports helps in developing our health situations, like uh, our physical body. Like when it will maintain our, uh, it will make take good care of our heart, means like that organs. So it's also a great has an importance in maintaining our body. Also, by I want to say that by gaining more income, it will also lead to the development of our country. As better income, more development to our nation. So it will be much beneficial for our nation too. So that's my points for the topic.
So I'm going for the topic sports. So I believe that the more we play, the more we can focus on our studies. Like for example, when I was small, I used to go to play, and then when I used to come back, I used to take bath and all that, and I used to sit to study. So I used to feel so nice and so satisfied. So and also the concentration and the focus, not level, but I used to feel nice to study. And also there's another point that the more we sweat, like when we play, when we have physical activity, it helps to maintain our body temperature, and it is good for our health also. Thank you.
So I'm supporting for art, and this art helps the children to express their emotions in a positive way, and it will help for their creativity, it will promote their creativity. And art develops a problem for abilities. Teach a child who have any ability, it's a good option like art. And art helps kids to understand themselves, and art helps with mental way or emotional way and for physiological development.
So I would like to speak for art. So basically, art means it's like a creative skill or expressing your imagination through something. Like there are different art forms like sculptures, painting, architecture, music, or dance. So there are many ways to express, and like it is a person who is healthy is like a person who is mentally, physically, and socially uh, well-being. So like when uh, if you can um, if you're an artist, you are like creating something, so that means you're making decisions, and through art you can express your feelings. Like in paintings we can see the painters express their feelings and create something, like they will express their views and their ideas through these images and all. So it's like uh, talking through their abilities and all. So like art is something which uh, makes some which make persons which helps to express their feelings and all, and it makes a person mentally able, and it is like very good for, like it helps a person to express their emotions and also that's it.
Sports will keep us fit, and it is healthy for us, and it reduces our stress, and it will give us good mood, and because we are tired after playing sports and art, I think it will give us better sleep, and it will improve our blood circulation and give a healthier heart. So that's the point I want to make.
ഞാൻ ആർട്ടിനെയാണ് സപ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. കഥകളിലൂടെ രൂപപ്പെട്ട ദൈവസങ്കല്പങ്ങൾ മനുഷ്യരെ കൂട്ടമായി സഹകരിക്കാൻ പ്രാപ്തരാക്കിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതുപോലെ പിരാമിഡുകളും ശിലാസ്തൂപങ്ങളും ഇതിന്റെയൊക്കെ നിർമ്മാണങ്ങൾ മനുഷ്യരെ പലതരത്തിൽ ചിന്തിക്കാനും വളരാനും സഹായിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതുപോലെ ഈ പാട്ടുകളും നൃത്തങ്ങളും മനുഷ്യരെ ഇണക്കാൻ സഹായിച്ചു. ഗുഹാചിത്രങ്ങളൊക്കെ ആ പഴയ കാലഘട്ടത്തിൽ അവർക്ക് പറ്റുന്ന തരത്തിൽ അവർ അടയാളപ്പെടുത്തി. നമ്മളിപ്പോഴും അത്ഭുതപ്പെടുത്തുന്നു.
Manami says is the myths which are formed around the divine concepts later paved way for a lot of stories which are being visually expressed in the form of arts, right from the cave paintings to a lot of other initial forms of art. Actually, that helps a lot to make the people come together, get together, to improve like the humane aspects. So these are the points which Manami is telling. Kriyesh.
Sir, so I'm going for sports. So sports helps us both physically and mentally. So for example, football, like running and all, will help us keep the body fit. But as well as you have like teamwork and coordination, which helps our mind to become more strong and like helps us and benefits us more physically and mentally. That's my main point.
So one round is over. I think all were very decent in their first round. They were only talking about their points, unlike the past debates where you are attacking others' points or the opposite position. So the second round, probably we will go for, you can attack why your chosen one, art or sport, is more important or more beneficial compared to the other one. So that is the second round. Okay, let us see the aggression now.
For me, why I chose sports, because also like we experienced the feeling of losing during sports, but for the for art and poetry like stuff, we can't experience that. Like we can understand the real meaning of losing while speaking while playing sports, but it makes us more empowered when we face the situations in the real life. So it's a sport is a better way to develop our strength of our mind, like better than art. Also, it's not all about winning. So it is a very good reason why we should accept our defeat during sports. Also, the sports boosts our self-confidence. Like for example, while scoring a goal or hitting a six, not only we can see it, but also the crowd can recognize our importance. So it will be a great boostage for us during the match or something. So that's my point.
I would not like to. I think that sports is a kind of direct way, and art is a kind of silent way of like both can affect our mental health and our concentration and our focus level. But I think that sports is a direct way, a very harsh way, and art is a very simple, silent way.
Avinash Chatton said that sports is a better option for income, and he said that Sachin Tendulkar is like a billionaire in this country, I mean India, and it can improve the country's income. So my question is that what help did Sachin Tendulkar did for this country, except that he made this country proud, but what help did Sachin Tendulkar did for this country with this money?
Can I reply? Yeah, Virat Kohli, not Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, he has started many old age homes, a movement he has started for helping the children with no homes, as I heard. Also, not directly but indirectly, the income adds to the GDP. You could also for that much, for 1,000 crores, there are 10 crores are going to the government as taxes. So in that way, incomes also add. So in that way, the income is indirectly spread among the people. That's what I mentioned.
Sir, I'm so sorry. I don't have any point to make, because at a point of time, I support both, and I don't know what to do. I'm so sorry.
If you are the person, if you are the school principal and you have to choose between art and sports to be included, which one you will include and why? This is the question, Clemmy.
If there is an option to choose both, I will do that. And if it is for one, I will choose arts, because like in sports there will be only competitions, like only physical things. Like there is mental, when you, there is like it will also help to improve our mental strength, but I will choose arts because if I only chose sports, there will be a lot of person who can paint or do something, so their option is like they will not be able to express their views. So if I choose arts, it like there will be other competitions like dance and all, so I will go for arts.
So can I ask, so if you choose art, what about the people loving sports? That's my question. Like
That's
some
why I
people
said if
do
there
not
is
have
an
any,
option for
yeah.
that's
But
why I said if there is an option for choose both, I will definitely choose both. But I think it's my opinion, no.
So I choose sports because I don't know anything about arts and those things. I take lots of hours to draw one picture in my biology notes too. So I don't know anything about these art and things. That's why I choose. And I don't have any counter questions for that.
സ്പോർട്സ് മാത്രമല്ല, ഡാൻസും നല്ല കായികാധ്വാനം ആവശ്യപ്പെടുന്ന ഒരിനാണ്. ഇത് നല്ല മാനസിക ആരോഗ്യവും പ്രദാനം ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. അതേപോലെ മ്യൂസിക് നല്ല കോൺസെൻട്രേഷൻ കിട്ടാനും അതേപോലെ മാനസികോല്ലാസത്തിനും പ്രദാനം ചെയ്യുന്നു. പക്ഷെ സ്പോർട്സ് എന്നാൽ എല്ലാവർക്കും വഴങ്ങുന്ന ഒന്നല്ല. മറ്റേ ഭിന്നശേഷിയുള്ള കുട്ടികൾക്കാണെങ്കിൽ സ്പോർട്സിൽ ഏർപ്പെടാൻ പറ്റണമെന്നില്ല. എന്നാൽ ആർട്ട് എല്ലാവർക്കും അവസരങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നുണ്ട്, എല്ലാവർക്കും ചെയ്യാവുന്ന.
Manami's argument is that it is not just sports which gives you physical work and exercise. Arts item like dance is actually pretty laborious. You have to sweat a lot to do that. So it is at par with the sports. Then she says music gives concentration, ability to concentration. And she says art is more inclusive because many people with disabilities and all may not be able to participate in sport activities. That is her point. Next.
Yeah, Manami, it was a good point, but I'd say that it is also same applicable for the sports also. Like disabled people who does not have voice, but they could play. There are many other options, right, in the sports. Also, yeah, I agree with you about dance and music, but there are more options in sports compared to than in the art related. That's mine.
Yeah, I have a point that is people who have like disabilities for talking, so they can express their feeling through art, like paintings and all.
So I just want to say, like, if you're opting for art, it'll just like improve your mental state, like it'll improve, like, but you won't get like physically fit or something by doing art or some like other stationary like activities. So sports meaning you'll get become fit. Also, you will like have more like you can also achieve mental activities also, like for example football, as I told, like if you're playing as a team, you can like coordination role is very important for football. But during art, it's like you get mental benefit, but the physical fitness won't be so much.
So, like in arts, in sports, for example, I am a diner and I have to. There are many routes in front of me to catch the particular person. So the route which is the most shortest, or maybe the most applicable one. Now it depends on me, which so this also can improve, like think of a rational thinking kind of skill. And arts like dancing is a form of sport also and art also. So it is actually same. There's not a great difference between them.
Now it is open floor. Anyone can raise a point, anyone can counter anyone.
Yeah, I have a point that is in art we can also be healthy, like in dance. There are some exercise in dance to learn a move or something. So we can be healthy in that too.
Leon, you want to put any questions to them for them to discuss? Any points?
After hearing all that points, which probably anyone in the world would have covered by 7 of you, I don't think I can add any points on top of it, because you would have covered almost 40 points, which would have covered by a scholar. So all 7 together, right, created a big world. So how do I add points? I can the only way we can debate, probably saying with you, is one is right and other is wrong. It's debate, of course. And the problem, like any debate, we all have this duality. We can't completely agree with. There are opportunities. And one of the most important question here, I would I like the personally was one from Chucky. What is that money that Virat or Sachin? How that helped, our society? I would say out of this entire discussion, I'll pick that question, as one of the most important question. And then when we started with Avinash, he came up with all the points related to sports, right? The experience of losing games and all that. That's perfectly right. When you go for or team experience, if you're a footballer or cricket or any team game, not only in sports, even in arts also, you have team games. So there you experience that every time. As I have done stage shows, it's also a play with 7 people, 8 people. One day it could be a failure, next day it could be a success. So you know that it's not same every day, right? I have seen that. And then if I go and watch a football match, or if you watch Blasters match, what is happening? Sometimes the season itself could be a flop, and the next season could be a success. You take the careers of any footballer, except even at the level of Messi, or even for them, there is something called failure. I don't know how many of you thought about that. So we talk about number one player, Messi, Ronaldo, whether they have failed. Let me ask that simple question. We never heard failing or failures of Lionel Messi, or they're always on the top. Every year they are on number one, number two. Do you think they fail, Avinash, in the sports? A person like that?
Yes, surely. Yeah, some days are unlucky for them. Like, yeah, in many matches, for example, last match of Ronaldo of Manchester United versus Liverpool, they had a great failure 5-0, 5-0 against them. So, and like that ways also they can fail also. Not only in the basis of sports, also in the various other parts of life they can fail, right?
That is there, but if we stick completely to sports, right? I mean, every day we are hearing about number one Ronaldo, Messi. I don't hear any news of their failing. But
yeah,
whether they really experience a failure.
Yeah. Yes.
What would be that critical point of their failures? Every year Messi is the top scorer. How can you say he is a failure? Whether they experience failure.
I don't know. I don't know the correct answer for that. But some some ways they can experience. That I'm sure.
Yeah. So my answer to that is the failure in their level is different, because they set an expectation, or the people who depend on them set certain expectation, which is much more than a normal footballer. So if they don't score a goal, that's a failure, right? If they don't score a goal in a match, then that becomes a failure. That becomes a big news. Oh, Messi did not score. Or if they didn't win the World Cup, which is probably 1 out of 10,000 chance, that's a big failure for them. Right? The failure becomes that level. Like Sachin doesn't score, then people call, then they're Indian. People will scream at them, but they don't scream at any other player which is in the second or third level, which is okay. But Sachin can't fail. The moment Sachin fails, is gone, right? So that is one kind of failure they experience every day. They themselves experience it. Don't think that we are, just because we are saying it, they are under tremendous pressure. Someone says that you becoming Indian captain is the most difficult job on the planet, especially when it comes to cricket, or when people follow that much, or not only in the case of cricket, you take football. For them, billions of people following them, the pressure is huge. So their expectations and the benchmarks are different, and every day they are competing with themselves. They are not competing with any other player who is in the third division, right? If they come and play in third division, they might score 10 goals probably in every match. I have seen Vijayan coming in our local match, Indian footballer, right, after retirement, and whenever people ask, he will go and score the goal, right? I mean, so that doesn't happen when he play for India, right? So the benchmarks changes. That's the the experience of failure happens for everyone, even the best. The thing is the benchmarks. Now, coming to arts, it's the same. It's the same. Apart from the individual, when you say painting, when you send for some competition, otherwise, it's an individual stuff. But even then, you have a competition within yourself to make to create a better something new better than the last one, right? When I write something, I would like to think always that I have to write a story which is better than the last one, or a book which is better than the last one, or completely different, to give a different experience than the last one. So these thoughts is a huge fight It's not a fight with any other writer. It's a fight with my own consciousness. So there are failures which probably not experienced by others, but the person himself. Though there are failures which is observed by the people other side, and it happens both in arts and sports. And of course, as many of you said, sports is a bit more physical, and there are some art forms like dance which is physical. And one interesting summary which I liked by IATI, sports is a direct way and arts is an indirect way. It's a very interesting summary if we really take that, and I like that summarization. And when it comes to Clemmy, she again she was talking about expressing mentally, the socially, physically, all that possible. But it is possible for in sports that we always talk about the expression in arts. Sometimes people like Messi or Maradona, we call them artists. It's a form of expression. It's like their expression, right? Everyone express in their own way. But when it comes to our physical fitness, I'm taking complete physical fitness. Arts have a slighter, the sports have, an edge because they are in that business, right? Compared to, a painting or which is a bit of a subtle kind of thing, right? I mean, that is there, it is true. So there is no contradiction, and there are art forms which is contradiction, but in general, if we take that, and that, I think most of you are aware of it. The thing is, each and every one is really aware of this, and I really love that. And Rishikesh openly said, right, you get tired, and then you can sleep. Blood circulation, right? it's one of the crucial point. You get tired in the sense, you get the blood circulation, and you need to get a good sleep. The good sleep is another indicator of good health, right? And then Manomi came up with purely for arts, and she clearly said there are physical art forms, which of course is true, and so that's you don't need to really depend on. So it's all about opportunities. So when we summarize all this thing, it's all about opportunities and our skills, whether we are interested, whether we are fit for that, and every art form or every sports do have those teamwork, coordination, and all that requirement, and make our mental and emotional fitness, help in emotional and mental fitness. Yeah, and Shreyesh, of course, came with the physical point. Again, that teamwork and coordination. Sometimes we think that football or cricket may not have that, same like just we discuss in here, but it's one of the sports which really needs good teamwork and coordination. Just because somebody can play in different positions, they cannot come and come together. You are a forward, you are center forward. You can't do that. They go through tremendous training sessions for, maybe how many times, from the age of 5 till they become a professional footballer, till the age of 20, every day 3 to 4 hours or 8 hours they would have spent on training to gel as a team. And when they move to a different team, every season, they spend 3 months together to have that togetherness, to have the teamwork, right? When someone passed to right side, he blindly passed the ball to right, the person should be there in the right. And that's required there. Just like we have the interaction here and the coordination. And so I think it covers all. I don't have any specific question, but the one question I asked, which is basically Chucky, as I would call it best question, be it art or be it sports. Yeah, money will be there, but how do they use it? How do we use it if you are in the same position? That is the most important, one of the most important takeaway from this this debate. We should think about it. Let them think, be it Virat or Sachin, let them think, but we can think. If you are Avinash, you are winning something in football or cricket or whatever, what you will do. That is one of the most important humanitarian questions. Okay, and failures, of course, everyone faced that. With that, I don't have any other points. Yeah, thank you.